What if the stranger you surrender to in the dark is the only person who sees you clearly in the light, and the lease you sign to escape him is actually the contract that binds you to your own repressed desire? In Carnal Obsession, Kia Carrington-Russell delivers a dark mafia romance that transforms the forced proximity trope into a searing exploration of autonomy within obsession, proving that in worlds defined by possession, true intimacy requires negotiating safety on your own terms rather than accepting it as a gift. This isn't merely another stalker romance with dangerous men. It's a psychologically precise narrative where every locked door feels like both threat and sanctuary. Consent is an ongoing treaty rather than a singular surrender, and love means choosing connection when survival demands distance. From the first rain-slicked narration, listeners are immersed in a landscape where danger and devotion share the same heartbeat, making every moment of proximity feel like both risk and revelation. Perfect for fans of morally complex dark romance and stories where female agency thrives within constraint, this audiobook serves up atmospheric tension, relentless emotional honesty, and protagonists whose journey from accidental lovers to sovereign partners resonates with anyone who's ever found freedom in the most unlikely cages. When grad student Lena Carter takes a spare room in a luxury apartment to escape her ex, she expects anonymous stability, not to discover her new roommate is Dante Moretti, the enigmatic capo she shared a blistering one-night stand with weeks prior, and his quiet intensity mirrors the parts of herself she spent years editing out of polite society. But as they navigate shared spaces and buried attractions, Lena realizes this arrangement isn't about coincidence, it's about calibration. Carrington-Russell masterfully avoids reducing Lena to naive victim or Dante to predatory villain. Instead, she crafts a relationship rooted in radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as desire blurs them, and where intimacy emerges from seeing each other beyond roles. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional alchemy, capturing Lena's disciplined composure softening into genuine receptivity, and Dante's guarded authority revealing warmth beneath stoic vigilance. You don't just hear their bond deepen, you feel the seismic shift of two souls learning that some connections can only be forged when you stop running from what you want. What elevates Carnal Obsession beyond typical dark mafia fare is its nuanced portrayal of obsession as collaborative excavation rather than romantic erasure. Lena isn't merely surviving Dante's attention, she's confronting how respectability taught her to equate worth with compliance, challenging the notion that safety requires self-effacement. Dante doesn't claim her through force. He creates space where her contradictions can exist without judgment, honoring her autonomy even as his own walls crumble. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silences during late-night kitchen encounters that bypass pretense, establishing household rules that protect both individual sovereignty and emerging connection, and defending each other from allies who mistake evolution for weakness. Supporting characters add vital texture, underbosses whose loyalty masks curiosity, friends whose concern reflects societal pressure, even the apartment itself, rendered as living archive whose sleek surfaces absorb decades of unspoken longing. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In economies built on control, tenderness is insurgency, and presence is the only true currency. Even the romance mechanics serve thematic depth, with chore negotiations mirroring emotional labor, and shared meals becoming metaphors for nourishment beyond obligation. For audiobook listeners, this production is pure audio heat with substance. The narrator embodies Lena and Dante with remarkable distinction. Lena's voice carries crisp intelligence laced with dawning softness, while Dante's low timbre trembles with suppressed tenderness beneath disciplined cadence, making their chemistry palpable even during conflict. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant city hums marking urban isolation, rain against floor-to-ceiling windows during vulnerable confessions, the hushed rustle of fabric syncing with breath during quiet exchanges, all anchor emotional stakes in sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the cadence of unfolding trust, deliberate during adjustment and reflection, then accelerating as external pressures collide with internal breakthroughs. Whether you're commuting through daily routines or unwinding in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable sanctuary where slowness feels sacred and connection feels lifeline. It's storytelling as embodied validation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a love story that honors both resistance and surrender. Ultimately, Carnal Obsession redefines dark mafia romance by centering female epistemology within patriarchal frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for satisfying chemistry and hopeful resolution, while delivering substantive commentary on sexual agency, masculine vulnerability, and the radical act of building partnerships based on mutual recognition rather than possession. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether love can thrive in complicated spaces, or if true strength requires embracing what others fear, This audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing each other when the world says no. Press play, unlock the door, and prepare to believe that even in landscapes shaped by obsession, hearts still find ways to choose freely. Your next favorite dark romance isn't waiting in perfect safety. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to build something real from the friction.